So this is just a brief continuation of the previous video on Module 4, Topic 3 about classifying data. I'm sorry that video got cut off right at the end, so there's about 5 minutes or so left of just a few things to say. We had come to the point where we took the range of the data, which was 7.2 inches from the smallest up to the largest tree in diameter, difference of 7.2 inches. We used Sturgis's rule to decide there should be 6 classes. We divided. That told us each class should be 1.2 inches per class. Looking over here on this kind of graph paper, 1.2 inches would make perfectly good sense because each little tick mark is 0.1 inches. And so this is a whole number. 1.2 inches is 12 of the little tick marks, a whole number of them. And so that's okay. It's a good number to use. What if it had come out to be 0.125 or something like that with some extra digits? Then it would not mesh nicely with the graph paper. And so the way you fix that is you round up to the nearest whole number of little tick marks on the graph paper. The 1.2 is fine the way it is. If it had been 1.25, you would have rounded up to 1.3 inches per class. So using the 1.2 though, because it was okay, we started at the lowest class, the smallest tree, the minimum datum, was 0.80 inches, and we just kept adding 1.2 repeatedly until we filled in our 6 classes that cover the full range of the data. If we had rounded up, to 1.3, the classes would have covered more than the range of the data. We would have come to more than 8.00 inches. That's also okay. Would you call that the extended range? The classes may be wider than the data itself. Now, my comment about it being okay to round up, and sometimes you need to fit the graph paper, that indicates that there's not just one correct way to make your classes. The list of steps that I had will provide you guidance for how many classes to try first and roughly what the width of each class should be. But you're not absolutely limited to that. Like if you thought you were going to collect more data and you might need to go all the way up to 9 or all the way down to 0, you could make an extended range from 0 to 9 inches. So our range was from 0.8 up to 8.0 inches. That's smaller than this extended range from 0 to 9 inches. And you have freedom to choose that way. If you took an extended range from 0 to 9 inches and you divided it into 6 equal pieces, 9 divided by 6 is 1.5, then your classes would have different boundaries. And I'm filling those in here. And always, like the top of class C exactly equals the bottom of class B with no gap in between. You don't want to measure a tree and then have it fall between the cracks. Okay, so I've filled in our new set of class boundaries. And then when I make the histogram, if I use those, then the boundaries will be here as shown on this graph paper. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. make that bigger, but here you can see the boundaries 1.5, 3, 4.5, and so forth. And then it'll be a separate exercise to talk about the heights of the bars and various other types of graphs that we can make like this, and also about using Excel to make these graphs. But that's all for now.